Hey, what it do, y'all?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to All You Can Eat Gaming for episode 7. We're playing Metroid. What are we playing? Metroid what? Tour?
Metroid Legends.
Oh, so late.
I'm so sorry, y'all.
Wow, that's horrible, Taurus.
not Metroid Legends.
that took you long enough.
Not Metroid Legends. What are we gonna be playing? Metroid
That's what
2.
we're going to have to put on the title.
Returns.
Metroid 2. Samus Returns.
Or Return of Samus.
It literally took you 3 years just to say that line. Oh my god.
No, it didn't. It's just according to you. Okay.
It surely
let's do
did.
this.
But anyways, so guys, welcome back, and this is the second part in our podcast, which we do the first part where we give our opinions before we play the game, and the second video where we give our afterthoughts. So yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. So today we got this game right here, Metroid. So if you guys are a typical Metroid fan, you guys will know that this remake or this Game Boy version are pretty fun, and if you don't like them, well, then no one likes you. Just kidding. Everyone loves you. But these games are really, really interesting. Now, there are two editions. There's the original one that came out in what, 1986? No, that's wrong. I don't know when it came out. Yes, it's 1986 because the original the original Metro was 1986. Metro 2 was like, I don't know, it was sometime between that time. Anyways, and then the new version, Metroid Samus Returns, came out in 2017, I think late 2017, around there. And so it's a fantastic game. Now, actually, I never got around to playing it. Did you?
The game, we talking about the Game Boy version, correct?
No, we're talking about the new version. Did you ever get around to playing that?
Oh no, I never did. I never did get around to it.
And what about the old one?
Yeah, I played that version. Like, y'all, I think for this podcast, we pretty much played two different versions of, we played the remake and we played the original.
Well, no, we did.
We
definitely did.
I played the original Game Boy version, and Ricky here played the 3DS remake, Samus Returns.
Yep, and it was, I don't know, from my experience playing the original Game Boy version, I've played it a few times. I've beaten it a few times. So I guess I could give you guys my intake from both of those perspectives. And Taurus, you can give us, like, since this is your first time kind of going into Metroid. He's not such a big Metroid fan, or he is, but he's just not into the games.
This obviously isn't the first one I played.
Just haven't got around to playing the games, right?
I just don't play a lot of them. Yeah, I love Samus to death, but I just don't play Metroid series because they.
He likes Samus because of Smash.
So, I like the Samus. Well, you know what? I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't know who Samus was before Super Smash Bros. 64. But when I found, it's almost like the same cases as Ness. When I found out who they was, I wanted to know more about them by playing their original.
But
I want to.
I have a question. When did you find out that she was a girl?
Man,
that Samus was a girl. When did you find that out?
I did think she was. I thought she was a man, cause like her name, like I thought it was just like a
Samus sounds like a man, like a manly thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I was like this, like I used to be like me and John, me and my little brother Jonathan. We used to be on. He was like, I want to be him. calling him the whole time.
Okay.
And it's not knowing that it was a girl. I was like, bruh.
Right. Oh God. Well, I didn't find out until I was like 5 or 6. I don't know if you guys noticed. I mean, I think everyone at some point, like, they figured out that there's a password system in Metroid, and that you can input that and get like Justin Bailey, and if you beat the game under a certain amount of time, you also get the no costume or no helmet endings. So you know that she's a woman from the get-go. from the very, very beginning. But we didn't actually. I don't think people found out about it until like 20 years later. And the way we found out, me and like the people I grew up with, we would play Super Smash and like we would be fighting. Like I don't know, like we were just playing, and one of us had Pikachu. I remember one of us had Pikachu, and whenever you zap anybody with thunder or with electricity in Super Smash, you can actually see their bones for whatever weird reason. Obviously, that removed that from the future installments, but in the old Super Smash, the original one, if you zap someone, they will have that skeleton, and well, you would see her actual body. You would see that it's a woman's body, not a man's body. Same as for, I don't know, for another character in the roster. It's like you would see their bones, yeah, you would just see their physiology about their body. So yeah, I think that's around the time when I found out it was a woman. We couldn't believe it, but yeah, it happened. But yeah, so there's a lot to talk about in this game because we played two completely different versions. Obviously, yours was black and white, and mine was full of cinematics, colors, good music, and just, yeah, it was. What's your experience? What did you like about it? What did you not like about it?
Well, this game right here, mine was pretty much significantly shorter than like the remakes. It was just basically like you had just had.
How much time did it take?
It took me, being an unexperienced player of this game, and I haven't played. It took me roughly around 3 hours and about almost 4 hours just to be searching around. Cause I did a lot of searching around. Like I was doing, like once I figured out the mechanics of the game, I was like able to like go around and everything pretty good. But it was like so many nooks and crannies in the game. I was like, good Lord. And then like, then I used to be like real skeptical of going in certain areas because the music got silent. I like the music be playing 1 minute, then all of a sudden it just goes silent. I'm like, hold up now, why is it doing this? I'm like, no. Had me worried about.
There's a lot of that in the game.
But I can't say it didn't really creep me out too much as some could, because basically a Game Boy title and things don't look as it can be creepy, but it don't look as bad. Like it's not as bad on your eyes as like more modern stuff could be. Like it's almost like in the case of
Out of breath there?
No. Don't be trying to bust me out. So, it's almost like a case of
I'm sorry.
Y'all see. He tried to just bust me out. Y'all see. That's why he gonna get knocked out.
No. I run out of breath too. I mean, I don't blame you. I run out of breath too when I'm like talking here.
Even out of breath
because I talk a lot. So yeah, like I sure do. I need my share of exercise so I don't get out of breath here. But
yeah. So,
but anyways, so there's a big difference between his and mine, and it's not just graphical. It's literally, they both have the same thing. Like there's more than 40 Metroid, and like everything's pretty identical in that part, but the map is different. I believe so. I think because it has to be. There's no way that it could be as big as this version.
Because
the puzzles are completely 1,000,000% different. The puzzles, the exploration methods. What you're looking at here is basically anything from Metroid 2 and before that is considered like it's still Metroidvania. But it's not so. It's like at its base form. It's kind of like Dragon Quest, where there's a lot of things that you like you don't have any party members, and once you get to like the later Dragon Quest games, you have like more party members, etc. And this is how this game is. It just kind of brought the implementation of everything together after like the third game, which is Super Metroid. Super Metroid was the first. I think it's the first technical Metroidvania game like that's Metroid wise. It's the first that really innovated, that did more, because obviously it had a better better, like much more horsepower, and it also just they had a lot of ideas to implement into the game, and that's exactly what this is here. The remake is like a super good modern version Metroid game, and it's just wonderful. The sound, the music, the graphics on it. I mean, I put it up all the way to 4K when I was playing it. Now, you guys I keep mentioning that I keep putting it in that because I like to upscale it to look a little bit nicer, you know. But still, like the game looks very beautiful nonetheless, even if you play it on the 3DS. Yeah. And it's really nice. The music, like I would put these big old headphones on, and you could just hear like the bass on the song. And when you go inside like a new area, you would just hear everything just so clear. It was such a different experience. I'm 100% sure than what Torres had here. He must have had like a pretty normal experience, like having fun, of course, but not like so in depth. Like,
I mean, I enjoyed it. If I do say something myself, I actually did. Like, this is one of the, I was surprised on how much I actually, me not liking like creepy game. I'm surprised at how much I actually did like enjoy it. Like, I actually did enjoy it a lot, and I like the music. Like, it was like one music where. I was about to say something dumb. I was about to say it was a music that sounded like a little space song, but basically that would be stupid because Samus is in space at that moment. So like, why would I be saying this song sound like a space song? But she obviously in space. So like, I was about to say that.
Wait, was she in space or was she in Planet Zebes?
When she was is that? I thought they. Oh Lord. I gotta learn me some.
Because if she's in space, I could understand. But Planet Zebes, it's the planet she goes to in this game. So, let's just say there are two completely different games. The Metroid 2 is like Metroid 2 and 1, and Metroid 2 Samus Returns for the 3DS is like a Super Metroid Fusion. Basically, very different games at the core. Like, if you really get down to it. And I'm gonna say it was a lovely experience. Now, I'm not gonna say it's a ukulele, but because they're completely different games. But in its genre, I feel the other games make it scarier. Like if you were to play Fusion, you would literally get so scared out of your you would just jump out of your skeleton would jump out of your body. It's just that scary. But this game, it doesn't really feel that way. I mean, there are some parts where it does get more intense, but it's like it's coming. Maybe I'm just like kind of seeing it through a different perspective, since like I have my nostalgia goggles on for those games. But I've played it recently, Fusion, and I've had the same experience when I had a kid. So I think this game didn't do it so well when it comes to the ambient, but I mean the music's still so great. The ambient noises it has in it is still really, it feels really intact. Anyways, I don't know. I have a lot to say about this game, and I think you do too. But obviously there is a big difference in how much content there was between yours and mine, right? So I'll have to talk a little bit more about this one. But anyways, so let's talk about the story really fast and just get that over with. So go over it. You got this.
Obviously, Samus lands to the place. She has to. This is where continues in the story where they want Samus to go to destroy the source of where these creatures come from. That's where the Metroid. So they send her to the planet where they are to basically destroy everything about them. And so she gets off her ship, and then she goes in there, and she goes into and starts her journey. And there's already creatures already in her face, ready to get her.
Yeah.
And she just basically just used what she already knows how to do.
But
what?
What?
You need to shut up.
Okay, well that's the simplistic version of it. Okay, so basically she goes down to this planet because the Federation calls her up and is like, "Hey, Bounty, we got some money here for you." Like she's like some like Woody, like some cowboy or something. And so she runs down to this planet to destroy these things called Metroid, which is what the name of the game is. So essentially, these Metroid are like the most dangerous things in the Earth, or not in the Earth, in the entire universe. These things can eat you up like it's Cocoa Puffs or something. I don't know. But the point is, you have to destroy these things and make sure that you get rid of them all. Now, I'm not gonna get into like the super backstory to it because it's actually pretty deep, and it has to do with some of these birds called the Chozos. But you will talk about those later. Anyways, so she comes to this planet and she figures out that these Metroids start breeding or eating the animals in that planet, or some the insects, because they kind of look like insects rather than animals. So they start to eat the insects and they become the insect. So like like whenever you fight a boss, these mini bosses, you have to kill like 42 of them in the game. It looks like a bug is pregnant with a Metroid, but the stomach is like transparent, so you could see the Metroid inside. That's basically how it looks like, and it's fairly easy. Basically in the story, you kill all of them, and I guess I'll say the ending for later.
Yeah, we should.
Should I? Yeah, I guess
we should say the ending. It's pretty much the same thing.
We'll say it at the very end of the podcast.
Save it, yeah. I'm sure.
But there's a twist to it in the game.
Oh really? Oh, but I guess I'll talk about my ending first. Later on, and maybe see what your twist is. But yeah, that's what it's all about, y'all. And so, as she's doing this, it's just crazy. It's just like that. It's like these things trying to fuse with the other things, trying to give her even more of a hard time. I'm like, Lord.
Yeah. And as you get farther in the game, you'll see that these creatures, these Metroid / hybrid creatures, they're evolving into bigger things. Like for example, the first one looks like a little bug. The second one looks kind of like a bug, but it's like bigger, like a moth. The third one kind of looks like a little dragon, but with no wings. It actually looks kind of like Ridley, or Riley, as I call him. And then the next level looks like Riley, like a bigger Riley with a bigger head. And the last one that I remember seeing was like, it looked like a rat. It basically looked like a hairy rat. Now, I don't know if you saw that in your game, but in my game I saw a hairy rat, and I don't know why I was fighting a hairy rat in Metroid, but it was there. So in the original Metroid on the Game Boy, you don't fight it, at least in that quality. It looks different when you see the more upgraded, more difficult bosses, or Metroid, you could say. Yeah. And there are also other little bosses in the game. Do you remember those other bosses that you fight?
Oh, you know what? Let me see. Lord.
There was this like armadillo looking thing. Did you fought that, right? The armadillo in the Game Boy version?
Yeah,
I'm sure you do.
Was it the one that was like it was
the one that had that looked like he looked like Benjamin from that one kids TV show. What's it called? not from Arthur. Ben the turtle, Benjamin the turtle. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I think I do.
The TV show.
Yeah,
Benjamin,
I can't think of
the turtle. I'm gonna look that up.
Are you sure? Are you sure that's what the turtle name was?
Franklin. Benjamin. No.
Frank. Yeah, it was Franklin.
Or Franklin.
Called Franklin.
Yeah, Franklin.
Yeah. Benjamin Franklin.
Benjamin.
What in the world is you on?
That's probably why. Hey. Oh my. But I mean, think about it. Benjamin Franklin. Franklin is like, that's where my head was at. So I was not wrong. I was just the wrong name.
You so was. Benjamin Franklin. Oh god, yeah, I kind of miss all them shows, Franklin. But anyway, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
God.
But yeah, he basically looked like Franklin from Benjamin Franklin the turtle. If you read the book, or if you watched the TV show, it basically looked like that, and it would. Well, to be honest, I had a different name. I call him Mr. Roly Poly because he looks like a roly poly, and he just like rolls around and tries to hit you. Now, did you think he was difficult?
Not really. I mean, well, shoot, I won't say it's difficult, but like me in general, like speaking of myself, I get hit a lot when it comes to platform games and everything. So yeah, I get fairly hit a lot,
right.
But like so I would just say it was like the same. Get hit a few times.
Yeah, I think it's I think he was not so difficult to kill for me at least.
Yeah.
There's a lot of movement in this game. I actually have not even talked about anything in this game because this game is full. I mean, full of stuff. This game is like a roided up version of a normal Metroid game. Right. Oh my gosh. I cannot explain how many items there are. Like literally, and there are so many kinds of doors. I'll go over it once we talk about like the gameplay and mechanics. Yeah, there's a ton, and we'll go over them in a minute. So besides that, what other bosses did we fight? There was the long neck worm looking thing. Do you remember that? You had that in your game too.
Yeah. That ugly thing.
It did not say its name. I was trying to remember its name, but I know it had it looked like a creepy snake worm with no eyes. I'm sorry at my weird explanation.
What the word?
It's a worm that had no eyes. It's a weird boss. Come on, and he basically had a long neck, and he like tried to eat you, and you had to shoot him in the face, in the mouth.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So, and that's really all the bosses that I can remember that are not like.
Yeah, that basically like
Metroid. I think. Oh! I cannot believe it. I forgot one. The robot. Now, the robot did not come out in your game. I believe it didn't. But there was a robot in the new version. This robot, you wake it up because you like pull on it with your little tether grab or whatever it's called, the little beam thing that you pull things. So, the whip, you could call it, I guess. So you like pull him. And he wakes up, and he doesn't even say thanks. He just walks away. He just looks at you and like, oh, okay, buddy, thank you. And he just looks away and walks away. And then later you find out he's like walking around, and this guy becomes a bulldozer. He like one part you go down in this area, and then he just starts chasing you. You have to run away, and then you think like he goes away for a little while, and then like you come back, and then he comes back to you again. It's like he can teleport. He's I don't know, like Slender Man or something. And so you have to keep running. You have to like go fast or not. You get hit by the bulldozer. I think this is one of like the most intense parts in the game because it makes you run. It makes you feel like, hey, buddy,
you better run.
Hey, Buckaroo, if you don't run, I'm all you're all mine. Yeah, you better run. And I thought that was pretty cool. So that robot was there. You had to fight him. Again, you have to defeat him. So I think those were the bosses, all the bosses in reality that at least were interesting enough for me to remember.
Yeah, the rest
to write down here in my notes.
The rest of them was just,
but
fused Metroids. Well,
right.
Except the ones close to the end. Okay, never mind. We gonna get that. But like, anyway, I can go say that the ones closest to the end before you is like they were just regular Metroids. Well, at least for me. I don't know if it changed in your game,
right?
But like some
no, that's the same. That's the same thing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Actually, I was about to say that, like near the end in the 8th area, that's when you start seeing the more Metroids, and you have to only fight exclusively those.
Yeah,
Yep, that's one. See, we played the same game.
Yeah, just typical in natural form. Mm-hmm.
Right, and so I guess we could talk about some of the mechanics. Or actually, I'll talk about the things I like. One, it's dramatic. Mine was really dramatic. Not like a drama, not like a Korean drama, but like it was like a.
Korea. Why gotta be
it was like
Korean?
Everything. Because Korean dramas are really, really dramatic. But anyways, so if you did one like special thing like with the enemy, if they like came at you, and you would hit them, you would whack them, he would or she would shoot them like so vigorously. Or when you're fighting some of the Metroid and they try to bite you and you counter it, she would like jump, grab their neck, shoot him with missiles in the face, pull their neck back, pull their tail, shoot them in the stomach, and then the Metroid would push her back, jump on her, and you would be shooting like missiles at its stomach while it's on top of you, and you kick it back and you start fighting it normal again. It was like there were some nice cutscenes in this game, and the last one though with Mr. Riley. Oh, Mr. Riley though, and the music, god damn, was so damn good. Holy crap, the music.
I mean,
like I love the music when you go into a fiery area.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't have a lot of music in mind. I feel like I really just heard like two main tracks. Like I heard one of the like I said,
right,
like the
yeah,
space song at the beginning, like the dum 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 dum. Then there was another one that sounded like, I swear I heard it before on either heard that we played it on
Jersey Shore.
I swear it was a game we just recently. It was like dum 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 dum. I said, what kind of? It sounded like a little twisted game show or something. I was like, what the word? It was like I think it sounded it sounded like a little twisted game show. Like there was I swear it was the only two songs I heard playing this game the whole time. Besides when it went silent.
Okay, so you did not have a lot of you did not have variety, I guess, in your game. Yours took you what, 3-4 hours to beat? Mine took me like 10-12 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
so a little bit longer than you.
A little bit. Because he was doing a lot of extra stuff. Yeah, I'm busting him out, y'all.
Yeah,
I'm busting him out.
In this game, the amount of different items and the amount of different abilities and armor, and it's not really that much, but it is a lot compared to like even let's just say Super Metroid. This game has a lot of stuff. I mean, besides the ice beam, you also have, your normal missiles.
Missiles.
You gain like the
spider ball.
I think I wrote them down.
You got your spider ball.
Here, let me see. If I go through my
ice beam, you got your
the spider ball, screw attack, ice beam.
You got your little laser thing.
The various suit, the OG suit, the one with the big balls on her arms. Samus loves to have big balls on her arms, doesn't she? So the various suit. What else? I believe you also get like different missiles, the super missiles. You get the agility, the higher jump boost.
Yep.
What else? The screw attack.
We gotta see screw
you
attack.
You get a ton of stuff. You get like these phaser beams, phaser walk, and I'll talk about some other ones. In this game, there are 4 abilities, special abilities that are exclusive to this game, which are. I think you guys, depending on if you're an old timer like myself or a newcomer, you're gonna like them or you're not gonna like them, or if you're like me that you don't mind. Now, when you come to a Metroid game, you come to explore exclusively. When you find a secret, it's rewarding. It feels like you actually found it, and there's one ability that kind of breaks that. Actually, it really breaks that. You get this thing called Aeon Energy in this game, and God bless that the developers kind of let you not have to use it, but sometimes I feel like this remake was built around some of these abilities. Now, I feel it's okay to use the abilities when it's necessary to just like cross that part, but you do have to technically use them if you do want to continue through the game.
Yeah.
And I'll give you some examples in a minute. But the first one is a radar. So like it will have a radius of a box around you, and it will analyze anything in that area. So therefore, it will tell you any secrets in that area. But I noticed that there are some secrets that it did not tell me about, but I still found. So I'm gonna guess it doesn't find all of them, but I could be wrong. So there's that. It basically breaks the game. It basically tells you where everything is at. Now, you are limited to using it, based on how much Aeon you have, and you need to increase the capacity by finding the Aeon bars, or whatever you call it, the kick-out bars. And yeah, there's that ability. Then there's also the ability that is called Electric Shield, which allows you to use your Aeon bar, so you don't get like health removed from yourself. So if you fall in lava, or not lava, actually it doesn't work with lava or poison, but if, let's just say, you get hit by an enemy, or you go through some thorns in the game, because there are thorns, you won't get actually hurt. It'll start removing, per se, health from your Aeon bar, and yeah, so that's the second ability. The third ability is just like a machine gun. It lets you shoot rapidly. It's called the rapid burst or something like that. You hardly use it. There's like maybe a few puzzles when you get the ability, and then afterwards, like, you see it once more later in the game. Besides that, the last ability is called I don't remember what it's called, but it has to do with time traveling. Just kidding. Not time traveling. But it does have to do with slowing down time. You can slow down time in the game. I don't know if you knew that, but you can slow down time in this game. And it helps you with a few of the puzzles, so you can some of the tiles won't break so fast. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. The abilities are nice. Those are the abilities that are optional, or mostly optional. You don't have to use them. And there's one main ability that you obviously did not get in your game, but it's exclusive to only this game and not any other Metroid. And that is the punch. Yes, you can punch people in this game. You can counter
people.
So in this game, some enemies, not all, but some so some of the enemies, before they hit you, like, they will make an animation before hitting you. A little light will appear, and that little light is like your little signal to do the counter attack. So if you counter, and then it'll do this little cinematic shot thing that you have to press the shooting button for. So basically, it changes up the whole game. And as I mentioned, they kind of revolved the spacing and the map kind of to this, because before, in the original one, you don't have to use that. If an enemy was up close, then you could just, shoot at it. But if it got too close, you just have to find a way to run away, and you will probably get hit or die, right? I think you got that experience.
Yeah.
Just like if an enemy was too close, you just had to get hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in this game, they give you an option to, if you want to go up close and personal, then you can. They give you that option, which is pretty cool for the newcomers. Now, I used it when it was necessary. I didn't really use it all the time, but I wasn't too stuck up about it, to be honest. And I used it a decent amount of times. It's so cool because it has a little cinematic thing to it, and when you do it to a boss, it looks so awesome. You don't have to use it, but it looks really awesome. So that basically is a game breaker that people say about this game, but you don't have to really use it in most areas. So if you're like a Metroid fanatic, don't talk crap about the people who want to use this. It's not bad. It's actually a pretty neat technique, and I hope they do implement this into the future installments, because it actually does fit it well. I mean, if you're a space bounty ranger person, then you're obviously gonna have to have something up close. I don't know if you have a knife or a sword or a freaking beam sword gun. I don't know, a lightsaber, whatever you want, or your fist. You can, I don't know, Samus can take off her little cannon, her little blaster, and put on some of them punching gloves and just knock them out one at a time. So either that or the just whack them with the cannon. So yeah, those are essentially the main mechanics, besides the missiles and the other upgrades that you get that you can use the grapple, the grapple, so you can grapple onto things. and you could pull things, etc. I think those were like the main mechanics. I didn't write too many here because there were just so many. How many weapons did you have? Like just the ice beam. What else?
I had a few. Let me see. I had the ice beam, the screw attack, the spider ball, the little I had a 3 laser jump.
Okay.
The thing that shot 3 lasers.
Oh yeah, that one. I had a. We're just gonna call it the 3 laser beam.
One. Yeah, I had the wave beam. I had I'm finding a whole bunch of different stuff. I think there was still a variety in your game. It's not like they just took everything off. Yes,
that's good. That's nice to hear because I mean I kind of forgot that they had those in this game.
I mean, of course they do. I mean, mine is the original. I did play the original, and your game only exists because the original existed. So the one that you play only, like I said, the one that you play only existed because they had something to work with, which was the original one, and they wanted to build upon it.
And you know what's unfortunate?
Keeping the same thing. What they do?
That this game sold less than Metroid M.
What?
It's so bad. Yeah, the 3DS remake only sold like 250,000 copies, which is extremely little. It's like we're talking about low.
It don't look too bad for a 3DS game though.
It looks really nice. It looks beautiful. I can say, I loved the quality of the game. It's a solid game. Now, actually, that reminds me. That reminds me, guys. I mean, I don't condone like copyrighted things or anything, but before Nintendo actually released this game in 2017, there was another game called ASMR called another Metroid Samus remake, Return remake, and basically what they did, or these people did, is they created a standalone engine of Fusion and like Super Metroid, but more relating to Fusion, right? And basically, this game is like a souped-up version. It's like another remake. These fans made a remake of this game, but I have to honestly say that game, ASMR, is better than this game that I played. And let me tell you why. This game was obviously Nintendo quality. I'm not gonna. It has the little golden ticket of certification.
Right.
I can definitely say that. But this remake, the one that the fans made, it looks like, for one, it still has that really old pixelated good quality. Actually, it looks even better. It looks like a redefined version of Fusion. And not just that, but the game has so many secrets, like a million secrets, and you fight the Chosos in that game, and you fight all of these creatures. There's new bosses. All the old bosses are played out really well. They give you they still give you techniques, like new techniques and new challenges, but it's not. It doesn't feel like you're playing a different game. It still feels like you're playing the first game, but just souped up. And when you can do that to a game, it just feels wonderful. Now, this it doesn't mean that the 3DS version didn't live up to its expectations, but when a fan can make a game better than your company,
right?
It's like, what? And then they almost got sued for it, and Nintendo filed a lawsuit, I think, on them, but they took it down. So yeah, I mean, you could still play the game online. I honestly, I don't usually condone this, but please go and play that game. They're both really fun. Actually, play both. Play the 3 versions. Actually, wow, I should have played that version now that I think about it. I don't know why I played this one.
Because it's Nintendo official.
It's been a while since I played that version, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Right. But either way, yeah. So I guess when it comes to this game, there were a few more things that I do wanted to say. But I guess let's talk about the ending, so I can go to that that piece. I don't know. Do you have anything else that you want to say, like the ending or anything else?
Well, we already got through the core because it really was. It's not really too much. I mean, now this game is special, but pretty much the middle part, the middle section, the meat of this game is pretty much basically you just going around, basically killing Metro like boss with like Metroid fusions and stuff like that. That's basically what the
right. It's
basically what this is.
Right. And this game is a solid, very solid Metroid game, and you know what? When you're going into Metroid, you know what you're looking into. You know what you're coming for, and they give you for what you're coming for: exploration, and adventure, and the feel of being alone. They always succeed with that, and this game doesn't remove that. Actually, like I said at the very beginning, I feel like this game in particular, the 3DS version, doesn't do an amazing job with that, but it still is very fun. But you just don't feel like you're alone. But it's still a very fun game nonetheless. But yeah, so either way, like you just beat the Metroid, and that's about it in the game. That's the whole story. So at the end, what happened at the end for you?
Well, what happened at the end for me? Like once I beat the final boss.
Let's start when you start seeing the Metroid.
Well, yeah. So Samus, she basically gets to the end, of course. We all know that. So she gets to the end. And she sees this little.
What's
this
the
little
end?
baby. Huh? If you let me get there and shut up. So yeah. Hey, big mouth.
It's that.
So after killing the final boss, she finally reaches the last one that she hasn't killed, which is still in the egg. But then as soon as she get there, it cracks, and it was like a little baby Metroid.
It just pops out.
For some reason, it's just kind of, I don't know why, but for some reason it's kind of adorable.
It's so cute.
It
is cute. Very cute.
It's adorable. So it's just jumping.
It's like
around,
a little baby, you know.
And
you just want to kiss it, and you want to let it suck on your teeth.
And I get. And I guess
I mean maybe not that, but
it's like I guess this is where you can see that this is where some like some don't really say too much at all. So this is where you kind of see that she's not cold blooded at all. She just she don't know what she does. It's like she kind of in the state of shock. She don't know what to do. So she just like she don't even kill the little baby Metroid. She just it just follows her around and stuff. And she just had a. Like she had a heart moment where she was like it's like she like I can't do that, I can't do it, like she like what she can't, but she just
because the little Metroid saw her as a mother, like that's what the baby thought. And if you think about it, Samus was the one to blame for the rest of the future installments, like the parasites and all the other bad things that happened in the future Metroid games. It's because of her, because she let that little Metroid live. But let's make this a rhetorical question. Was she a bad person for doing it? For saving something's life? Now that's deep, right? Because
it's like at that point some was like yeah, these things is very dangerous to them. But then she was she had like this thing is the baby, and she was like she just can't.
Does it really deserve to die? Just like it hasn't done anything bad, technically. So yeah, that's basically what this game is. Then you leave. So who was your boss? Your final boss? Final boss.
I think it was. Shoot, I can't say what they were. It was. I can't tell if that was really other queen. Thing. I can't say which one. I think it was the. It looked like Ridley though, but I don't think it was him.
It was Riley. It was Riley.
It
was Riley. And I'll tell you my experience. So basically, as you go through the last parts of the game, there are these green things that there's these green gems that block your way throughout the whole game. and basically there are a lot of them in many areas. Actually, this game has 8 sectors, or 8 areas you could call them, and each one of them, like, you have to obviously come back and with your new abilities and open them up, get all the power-ups that you missed. But it's so cute in this game, the animations when the little Metroid eats the green gems to help you with the secrets or go through an obstacle. It's so cute. He just like jumps in, he starts to eat it, and like jumps out, jumps in, starts to eat it. And yeah, it's like the cutest thing ever. And eventually you get to the end, and big old boss, big bald Riley comes in. Not just normal Riley, but Meta Riley. Oh yeah. Meta Riley comes in like a boss, and he just starts to clamp, and you start to pow, and then he gets beat up, and he's cramp, and cry. And that's basically how it goes. But the cool thing about this particular game is the cinematics. Oh, this game makes it look like an anime fight, like Naruto or something. Like it's amazing. It's wonderful. It's grand. The cinematics in this game is top notch. Now, it's not a Kingdom Hearts, but it's something. It's good. It's really good. Like, she's just jumping around, shooting Riley in the face. Riley's like, "No, stop, get off me!" And she's like, "Nope, stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself with a missile. Stop hitting yourself with a missile." And it's a whole lot of fun to see. Now, is it worth it to go through the game and see that cinematic? Hell effing yeah. Please, go and watch it. Like, even you, Toron, go watch the cinematic video, since you did play the game technically. I don't know if you want to play this game. You should play this game. It's nice. It's very beautiful. But it'll take you a long time.
Look into it.
It's just a long game.
Yeah, it's definitely longer.
Yeah, it's awesome. Really nice.
Because the Game Boy version was obviously the first one. It was the most simplistic. It was just basically, putting another stepping stone for what's to come next. Basically, it was just basically playing through.
Right, and it was cool. But there was something at the end of the credits that I loved that they put in this game. Obviously, in your game, it wasn't there. So if you guys knew anything about the Metroid timeline, it's that for one, the first Metroid obviously is the first game. Then goes Metroid Prime, then Metroid Prime Hunters, Prime 2 Echoes, Prime 3 Corruption, then Federation Force, and then that's when Metroid 2 Return of Samus is the next game after. And then afterwards you have Super Metroid, Metroid the Other M, and then Metroid Fusion, which is the final one. So what's interesting about this game is that at the very end they have a little clip, kind of like in any Avengers cinematic movie, where at the end of the credits they'll have a little clip like teasing you what's gonna happen next. And it's funny because they didn't tease Super Metroid, which is the next part of the story, or Metroid the Other M, but they actually teased Fusion. So does that mean they're gonna make a Fusion remake for the 3DS or for the Switch? Because at the end you see that the parasite from Fusion just comes out and eats that little booger guy, the little guy with the little teeth, and he just becomes a parasite hybrid thing with, he looks uglier. That's about it. And so I like how it teased that. That was pretty awesome. It treated it like if it's like some AAA movie or something. That's awesome. I don't know about you, but I think that's cool.
Well, I didn't see it, so yeah, that's that on that.
Yeah, but it's, if you played Fusion, then you would get the reference, and you're like, oh my gosh, I know that. It's awesome. It's so cool. Oh yeah. But okay. I guess is there anything else that you want to say about this? Because I have a few things that I want to say, but I think that's to like finish it off.
Well, I don't really have too much to say after this, but I just want to say that I did enjoy playing. It kind of brought me into a different perspective of the Metroid, like perspective in
the Metroid series.
Understand like like some of the story a little bit more, even though this game really didn't have too much content in it.
Right.
But I did enjoy because at the end it kind of helped kind of help you understand like the story dynamics a little more and stuff. And
actually, this is one of the most important ones in the series.
Because you see, because it's basically Samus failed to do her job because she ended up having a heart for the wrong thing.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, we're all just human. I think she's human. I think. I mean, I really don't know.
She's something.
I'll have to look that up. I don't.
She might be like some kind of.
Yeah, well, Snake is human. He lives in the world and on Earth. If you know, he's a spy and he works for a government and stuff. Like special association with the wolf, or what's it called? The snake? I don't know. But anyways, so there was one more mechanic that I did want to talk about, and that was the 360-degree aim in this game. That's new to this as well. If you hold the L button and you use the analog stick to look around, you could look 360, not 3D, but 2.5D, which is cool, and I liked it. But in one part, it was not working with me, and it took me forever to shoot a missile through this little spot, and I was almost done with the game at that point, but I got through it, and yeah. But besides that, if you complete, this is something that I read up after I finished the game. There are these Chozo memories in this game. I don't really even know about them. I need to complete the game. But after you finish each area in the game, 100%, you find everything in each place, you will unlock a Chozo memory in the main menu. So I think after after this podcast, I'm still gonna try to play the game and see if I can get 100 on everything. Because that's the kind of person I am. I like to see that.
100%.
Yeah, I think that's pretty interesting.
100%.
Right, and two more things that I want to talk about. One is that each Metroid game has they have different ending screens. I don't know if you knew that. Did you know that?
Yeah. You have a. It's all you have a good ending. You have what was it? I forgot. I think it was a good and it was the best ending.
What?
I can't think of. I think it was something else. Good
what?
And the best ending.
Best ending.
The best ending where.
No, it's actually based on it.
It was like an ending where you get
That's only on. That's only on Super Metroid, where either you run out of the planet and you don't save the animals, or you do save the animals and you could see them at the very end fly off in a different pod.
Well, I was saying you.
In this game, the ending screens vary, and you unlock them based on the difficulty and the completion time. So, for example, if you got normal, right? If you play a normal, there are 3 different ending screens. I actually saw this. If you get over 8 hours, you get the gravity suit. If you get between 4 and 8, that's gravity suit, no helmet. And normal with under 4 hours is Zero Suit Samus. Now, if you're playing hard, over 8 hours is gravity suit, but with a new pose. Hard between 4 and 8 hours is gravity suit with no helmet. And you actually have the green hair, like Justin Bailey. And hard under 4 hours is Justin Bailey with pink hair, actually pink outfit and green hair. And finally, there's one more that actually I didn't even know about, but there's one more setting, or there's one more difficulty in this game that I didn't know about, which is called the fusion. And if you get over 8 hours, it gives you the fusion suit. Between 4 and 8, it gives you the fusion suit with no helmet. And fusion suit under 4 hours is the Metroid Fusion ending suit for basically Zero Suit Samus and that clothing for that game, which is pretty cool. That's very interesting that they had that. But obviously, I don't know if I'm gonna have. I'm definitely not gonna do the under 4 hours for any of the difficulties, unless I just speedrun the game. But actually, I've seen speedruns of the game long ago, like a year ago, maybe a little bit longer, when the game came out. I thought the speedruns are pretty cool. And actually, I kind of found myself speedrunning almost through the game on some parts. I was jumping around through the enemies quite easily. But yeah, that's essentially the last thing I wanted to say. Besides one last final thing, as I mentioned, and I guess this is like the biggest thing for this game. This game is really good, and there's one reason I can tell you why that is. In every Metroid game, or in any RPG kind of game, or in any Metroidvania kind of game, at the very beginning, it's always going to be kind of difficult. They do show you the mechanics, and then they make it harder. They show you more harder challenges and they mix them up, and they really test your eyes. They test your brain. They like test how much you've been paying attention and how much you will pay attention. And by the a fifth of the game in, you already feel like you're a boss. You already got your gravity suit. You got the charge beam. You got like the trio beam thing. You feel like a boss. Anybody that you shoot, it's gonna destroy them. Some of the enemies that you couldn't destroy before or were very difficult to beat, now they're a piece of cake. Literally every single enemy becomes a piece of cake by the end. Either if you screw attack them, or if you're just shooting them, you could literally be running and shooting randomly and kill everything on screen and outside of the screen, and still screw attack if you didn't hit them, and they would just disappear into, I don't know, wherever they disappear to. So I thought that was so amazing that this game could pull that off. I did not expect that from this game, but it really kicked my ass in that aspect, that I didn't know it was going to give me that experience of, hey, look, you're so weak. We won't give you enough health. We will only put you enemies that are really difficult to beat. And in this game, you lose your health very fast. Really, really fast.
Yeah.
But you can gain health pretty quickly if you what's it called? If you try to grind it. Yeah, if you try to grind it, you can try to get health that way. Like, just kill the same enemy that comes out the same infinite loophole. But when there's no of those kinds of enemies around, you have to just find enemies that you can easily kill without taking damage. And I remember, like, around the third area, I was scared. I was scared of every enemy. I was scared to go inside that room or go ahead, because I'm like, oh crap, I know that guy's there and I don't like him. And even if I shoot him a bunch, my beam wouldn't do anything to them until I got the upgrade later, and I just done, boy. And so I thought that was the amazing part about this.
Yeah.
Please play this game. Play all three versions. They're all great.
Yes.
The unofficial version, the Game Boy, and the 3DS versions. Please
check them out.
So I think we can go ahead and wrap it up. We're 5 minutes. I mean, we're like 1 minute away from being under an hour. So I think we could just stop it here, right?
Yeah, we have gave y'all the opinion. We have gave y'all the reason why you should check this out. And we have a pretty good backstory about it. So, yeah, y'all should totally check this out.
Well, not just to check it out, but just to enjoy the game and listen to us as well. Listen to us blabber about it.
Obviously.
Yeah, but
yeah,
all right. Well, let's go ahead and plug it up. Yeah, plug it, Taurus. Plug it, everything. Yeah. Plug it.
Well, thank you for watching.
Where can they find us?
You can find us on, of course, YouTube. You can find us on our main podcast site, anchor.fm/Rick-Tor. You can also find us on multiple podcasting platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, and many and a few more.
Yes.
So please make sure you check us out.
Yes, which we won't say all of them because there's a ton. We'll have it in the link. The links in the description below, and make sure, and on YouTube, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. It would really help us out. Now, if you would like to donate, that would definitely help us out in our future endeavors. Now, it ain't necessary. 100. It's not necessary. Right. It's not necessary, but if you would like to support us, that would help us so we could give you guys even better content. Go ahead. Go ahead. But yeah, look us up in all of these platforms. You'll see us there. And it was really nice having you guys around, so you guys can listen to more of these rants and blabberfuls of just information and nonsense. But yeah, once again, you guys can come and see us in many platforms. So we'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you so much. All right. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Goodbye. Bye.